We got a fun-filled show tonight.
I met a boy today.
It's your boy, Coach Career, the General. 860 Army.
She loving my style every time I'm
You ain't need more money, Tito. You could have just invited 6 or 8 you down to Nationals.
I'm around.
When certain people don't get their way or they feel slighted, they feel like they have a right to call us and voice their opinion. You don't.
Clear. I've never removed a staff to allow a staff to move up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Now everybody's a personal trainer. We know who the originals are, but now if you look, you can find them in every town.
What up? What's good, bro?
What's going on, baby?
Chilling.
Tired, bro. Tired.
Oh, I'm dealing with some pain.
I got to get the shares out. I'm off my game.
We just getting back in the thick of things. We about to start popping them in the head again with that great content.
Yeah. Tell them you've been under the weather. You know, my man been jammed up for a couple weeks. Father Time done caught up with PH.
Nah, that ain't.
Father Time done caught up with PH. Great. That
ain't it. I've been jammed up, but it ain't Father Time. I just got to work a couple kinks out in the in my body. That's all. Your boy got the back. The old back ain't what it used to be, brother.
Got to get back in the gym.
I can't go to the gym right now, dog. Are you kidding me? I can't even sleep. Go to the gym. For the record, I never left the gym, dog. I found out it happened because of the gym. Did I tell you that? I didn't tell you that.
Oh, you didn't tell me that part.
It's an exercise that I do like this, and adding too much muscle to my back, put the muscle on the nerve. So, I got to make sure not to get jammed up like that again.
You got to stretch. You got to stretch before and after, like they tell you.
Yeah, evidently I do, man. Thinking I could just go to the gym, bang out, and leave like I'm, a teenager. I can't do that.
I'm trying to tell you, do your cardio first, get the body warm, then go work out. But what do I know?
Expert trainer over here, man. I need to come to the Bell City training program. That's what I need to do. You'll get me right? I come to the gym, you get me right?
I'm down 100 pounds. I mean, I'm down 100 pounds.
I lose 100 pounds. I lose 100 pounds. They'd be on here talking about feel sick. I can't lose 100 pounds. Anyway, it's your boy PH the Prez, Mr. Above 140, and I'm here with my co-host.
It's your boy Coach Career, the General. Bell City Broncos, 860 Army.
Bell City Broncos, 860 Army. So, Tito, let's talk about it. Super Bowl vibes. I'll let you go first. I'll let you go first. By the way, let me say this before you start. It's no need to sit on this thing and call me a hater. I admit that I'm a hater. I was admitting it the day before, the week before. I was a hater of New England. But go ahead, T. I'll let you go.
The first thing that stood out to me, and I could be bugging, but I don't remember a game this boring. Like, it was just defensively, it was a fun game to watch. Offensively, it was a terrible game to watch. I mean, both offenses were just not good. I mean, how many field goals the Seahawks kicked? 4?
Yeah, but the Patriots got a lot of Super Bowls like that too.
But they were able. Here's the difference. Here's the difference.
Up in Super Bowls, Tom Brady didn't do nothing, though he get the credit.
Yeah, but they had enough to win. One of those Super Bowls, they had enough to win. They made enough offensive plays in those games to win. Neither team. I never remember a Super Bowl where it was the team that won got out to a 12-0 lead with 4 field goals, bro. 4 field goals. It was 12-0 from 4 field goals.
Do you realize that I think those were the best 2 defenses in NFL?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not questioning
that. When you're so dominant, Tito, that you can rush 4 people and it feel like a blitz. It's hard for offense. I think the New England Patriots was one of the highest scoring offenses in the league. Wasn't that? Let me look.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you. When you only could play 4 down linemen when you got 4 cats like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you got 4 dudes like that could just get after you. But it wasn't only just the 4 down. They were still rushing forward, but they were doing some tricky stuff with how they would bring their forward.
They were blitzing.
Right, they was dropping cats out.
The DM was dropping to the flats while the outside linebacker blitzed. Like they were on.
But none of them were 6-man, 5-man, 7-man pressures. They were all 4-man pressures that they made it look like pressures. They made it look like they was bringing 6 or 7, but them cats was dropping out, and then 4 cats you wouldn't expect was coming. Watching them defensively was a fun game. Schematically was a fun game to watch. Offensively, it was tough to watch, bro. It was a tough Super Bowl to watch. I can't remember. I know Cat said the Rams Patriots a couple years ago was I can't remember a Super Bowl in all my years of remembering the Super Bowl since about '86 when the Giants won the first time. I don't remember a Super Bowl that was this boring. It was a boring Super Bowl. And we're not even going to get into that. I mean, you could get into the halftime stuff. I've read enough about that stuff to make me sick for a week.
The New England Patriots were averaged almost 30 points a game, dog.
Yeah, well, they
weren't a bad Super Bowl. I mean, they weren't a bad team.
No, I ain't saying they were a bad team.
Everybody would listen. Stop with the BS of, oh well, they're a young team. They'll be back. This is the NFL, dog. This isn't 9U. Ain't no such thing as a young team. It's possible the New England Patriots never play for a Super Bowl in the next decade. Just because they got there and it's young, that's not how it works, T. We saw a lot of teams get to the Super Bowl one time and never make it back again.
Never make it back. It's not easy to get there. Yes, so the Patriots have been there. It seems like the Patriots will always get there, but that is a thing that happened recently because they had Brady and Belichick. Like, dude, people don't get there as much as the Patriots. Like, it's not the norm.
Yo, dog, listen to me. I'm just telling everybody that once people learn you as a team in the NFL, the scheme, we're talking about billions and billions of dollars put behind the process of figuring you out. Once they learn, I don't know if you saw the latest meme, you could hear the Seahawks players on the sideline telling the other players on defense exactly what the quarterback is going to do from New England based on where he dropped back and how he turned his shoulders. Once they figure you out in this league, it's over. I mean, look at the Chiefs. They're starting to figure the Chiefs out. It took them a while, but
the Chiefs they're getting old too, though. As a collective, they're getting old.
What's old about it?
Middle 30s.
Okay, give me somebody that's old.
Kelsey's old. Mahomes is still young in his prime. The rest of them cats are getting up there. Kelsey's old for the NFL.
Bro, Kelsey's like 33 years old. That's not old.
For the NFL, is old.
33. Not for a tight end. How old was Gronk?
Gronk retired young. Remember that. He only came back for that Buccaneers run.
Well,
Gronk retired after like 5-6 years.
Gronk retired at 35 years old. But Gronk retired early because he was doing Gronk's a movie star.
Right.
He's a movie star. Everybody ain't got his aura about him. Like, this dude has this playful aura. I mean, he was at Pop Warner Nationals when we were down there. How much to put Larry got a question, Myers. Let's put it up. He said, question, how much, I think he mean, do you put on the defense being good scheme and maybe not checking the pass protection being a second-year quarterback?
Well, he definitely looked like, I'm going to tell you this much. First of all, 5 not blocking 4 is a problem. And number 2, you can't eat the ball the way he was eating the ball. You got to get that ball out even if you're throwing incompletions. You can't get sacked. He got sacked a bunch of times.
3rd and 15, they were handing the ball off because they didn't believe in that kid.
Right. I
didn't understand it. Josh McDaniel did not believe in it.
From the looks of it, the stage was too big for May in this game. It was too much. It was too much. Bro, he didn't look good. Bro, he hit one pass downfield. Say all that you want. He was throwing the ball. They weren't open. Who is he? Everybody just want him to throw the ball. To who?
They're dropping
Bro,
7 in the coverage, and he only still got 3
You
seconds.
can't eat the ball and take those type of
Hey, but
losses.
who do you want him to throw to? He got 3 receivers in coverage, and I'm dropping 7, and you feel like you're being blitzed because I'm only blitzing 4. What is he supposed to do? Give me what great Tito career. Who is he supposed to throw the ball to? He had nobody open, bro.
You can't
Did
eat
you
the
see
ball
the
like that. You can't eat the ball like that, though. You can't
He
take
was
losses all day.
bro, what he gonna do? Keep throwing it to the ground, go 3 and out? Because that's what he was doing.
I don't know what McDaniel was doing, but usually when you see the blitz coming, you throw right into the blitz. Like you throw to the hot guy into the blitz. It didn't look like none of that was going on. Like he just kept eating the ball.
Who's the hot guy? I got 7. How many how many people you sending out? 4? I got 7 back there. Who's hot? You got 3 seconds, Tito. Who's hot?
Bro, they also did drop a lot of balls. He did get the ball to some people today. There was a lot of drops too.
He overthrew a couple people. A wide open touchdown probably passed.
There was a couple drops. There was a couple big drops.
That's what happened when you're under pressure, right? Like you feel overwhelmed a little bit. Seahawks defense, Pat offense. I think the defense made him look like he can't play.
Right, and I did read that what Wayne just said.
Nothing like this on no run. This man was in the Super Bowl, bro.
No, but I did see this too, that there was 2 starters on their left side, 2 rookies on the left side of the line. That could have been part of the issues.
Oh well, there's in a Super Bowl. Oh well, ain't no sympathy. Ain't no sympathy. Let's watch a couple plays. Let's break down some film, Tito. This is good. We get to break down some film.
Go ahead.
We get to break down some film. All right, here we go. He on offense. It looks as if they sending out 1, 2, 3. The running back here, maybe he the hot guy. Let's see.
There got to be another receiver somewhere. Right there, running back.
He's just leaking out. Look, you stand running back. Look at this. Yeah, if he plants his feet right now, he's getting hit in the back. These 2 guys is beat. They're both beat. He's getting hit in the back.
Oh, that protection completely collapsed. Again, 5 guys can't block 4. That's the real problem.
There you go. How is he supposed? 1, 2, 3, 4. How is he supposed to hit the hot guy when you said, "Oh, the running back," and already he was getting sacked? That cannot be the quarterback's fault. That just cannot be the quarterback's fault. Look at this. Right?
This got mauled.
It's unbelievable. This kid got pushed into dog. And what? Look, handoff. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Now, when you can't run the ball, Tito, it makes it harder to pass. When you can't run the ball, it's harder to pass. That's based. Oh, let me say something, Tito. That's a 4-man rush. It looked like a blitz. This really guy right here.
That's a sim pressure.
Hold on. That might be a 5.
No, that's 4.
That's 4. This guy right here, he ran to the middle linebacker position after the blitz. 4. Here we go again. Let's stop it. They got 4, 5. 1 here. 1 went up there. 2 here. Now maybe you could say this, but he hit the hot route like you said. But look how quick he throwing the route, bro. This guy isn't even. No, this guy is 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He's throwing the route. No, that's not. You can't throw your hot route. Look at this. You got 3 guys over here. I mean, you would think if this guy's rushing, this is wide open and wide open in the
right. Middle. One of these guys, the inner guy on the trips thing should have came. He should have worked the ball. He would have been. Nah, look, they got the whole dropper right there. They got a whole dropper. They got a whole dropper.
The whole drop. Now, to me, this guy turn around now, maybe you could get you a pass. Now it's easy for us, the Monday morning quarterback, because that wasn't
easy. But go back to the beginning of that play. Let's count how long he had to throw that ball. Because in the NFL, you got to get that ball out in 3 seconds, dog. 3 seconds.
But Tito, here's the problem. He does get this out in 3 seconds. He gets it out in 3 seconds. Watch this. Right now, Tito, he's throwing it to him. Look at this guy. But he don't have the time because this is a guy coming through free right here.
Yeah, he's rapping.
Here he come. He gets it out, bro. What the Seahawks did was force him to throw the ball where they wanted it to go.
They have better. They clearly have better players.
On the line. Everybody's on the line. Here they go again. Pressure. I don't know what you do, bro. I don't know how this is the quarterback's fault.
On that day, on Sunday, Seattle was just a better team, bro, all the way around.
But again,
look at this one. Now
this guy can literally turn around.
This looks like a 6-man pressure. This is one of the few 6-man pressures they had.
Right.
Look
this
here.
guy can turn around.
Right.
This dude is 10 yards off.
That's where he's supposed to throw the ball because that's where the blitz came from.
But he can't. The guy ain't looking at him, Tito. Now, if he throw that, you're going to say he shouldn't have threw the ball. It's picked off. He ain't looking. Look, the guy never looked. The guy looked when he got 30 yards downfield.
That's a good second-level blitz. I like that design right there.
Here we go again. That's 4. That's 4. Look at that. That's embarrassing.
That's bad. That's a bad offensive line play, bro.
He pushed the left guard into the quarterback and then grabbed them both. Watch this. That's embarrassing. He takes this guy, pushes him into the quarterback, and grabs him and the quarterback. And he was being held. That's
a rough day.
Bro. And on top of that, Tito, let me go back. I want to show you something. On top of that, hold on. On top of that, T, nobody's open. Like on top of that, there's nobody that got no separation. Like I don't know what you do when that's happening on the line and your wide receivers don't have no separation. Look at this, Tito. Right here, no separation. Here, no separation. Here, no separation. There's no separation with none of the wide receivers. He don't got nowhere to throw the ball, and he under pressure. Look, I'm not saying the quarterback don't hold no responsibility. Right there, he should have got the ball out. I don't care if he got to throw it away. He had enough time. I'm just saying, bro, that should have. The quarterback should have.
Coach's O-line got whooped on Sunday. That's the bottom line. They got whooped.
Place the blitz. The slant was open. Make the cornerback make a decision. I do think that slot guy in the trips should have been the hot route. Evidently, that wasn't McDaniel's call because not once did he become the hot guy. He was running downfield 15, 20 yards, not even looking, with nobody checking him except the safety. Again, if you watch the Patriots play and you knew that middle guy is never in the slot, never the hot guy all year, then you come up with a scheme. But honestly, I don't agree with the offenses weren't up to par. I think both defenses were really, really good. And I don't think the Seahawks offense ever was really good. I think the Patriots
I don't think they were a big offense all year neither. They definitely defense carried them. Their defense was definitely special all year. Like everybody knew Seattle's defense was good.
All right, well, you don't want to talk about this, so I'll give my spiel.
No, we can talk about it. Let's go. Talk about
the Super Bowl halftime.
Oh, go ahead. You can give your spiel on it.
All right. I know there was a lot of talk about the Super Bowl halftime. And I did put up some posts being funny. I ain't gonna lie. One of my posts said, I know you racists is mad as hell because I watched the Super Bowl halftime. I noticed it was all in Spanish. Like I noticed it. You know, we saw Cardi B and Ricky Martin come out and he represented his culture, which is no different than what, Snoop Dogg did when he brought out 50 and he brought out Eminem and he brought out his team, right? He brought out the West Coast. That was his clique. He brought out his clique. I don't think if you didn't like the halftime show, you was racist. I think people misunderstood what I was talking about when I said, I'm talking to my culture, the black culture. Don't be like them. What I was saying was, it's okay not to like somebody's halftime show. If you don't like West Coast music and I'm an East Coast rapper, I could change the channel and watch something else during halftime, go get something to eat, cool. That don't make you racist. I was saying what you say about the halftime show, be careful on how you critiquing it. critiquing it. If you don't like the music, cool. But if you're bashing him or bashing the music because you can't understand the music, to me, that's an issue. Because when the non-hip hop culture did that to hip hop, to Kendrick Lamar, wasn't coming over well. It didn't go over well to the hip hop culture, that they were being criticized for having somebody on a Super Bowl show that everybody couldn't understand what Kendrick was saying. Everybody didn't pick up on the small hints. Right? A lot of people never picked up on the fact that Serena Williams used to go with Drake. He brought her out to Crip Walk, basically clown Drake even more. Everybody didn't pick up on all the small cues, like everybody didn't pick up on all the small cues here. Like him giving his Grammy to the little 5-year-old boy that was supposed to be representative of the 5-year-old that was taken by ICE. Everybody didn't pick up on all the little cues, and that's cool. If you don't pick them up and they go by you, that's cool. Then you need to do your homework, educate yourself. But how you criticize it and where, that's all I was saying is we got to be careful as people to, you can't complain when you get criticized and then turn around and do the same thing. That's what my point was. But criticizing a halftime show is cool. Now, I love the choreography of it. I love the fact that all the plants was actually humans. I don't know if everybody picked up on that. They were humans just sitting there, right? I love the fact that it looked like he built, and I could be wrong about this, but the house that they were in looked like that might have been something representative back home in Puerto Rico, right? Like I love the choreography. I love the layout of the Super Bowl. All that stuff was dope. I didn't understand the goddamn thing he said. I don't know Spanish. I don't understand. But my wife was in the living room dancing, right? Only song I like from him that I know, because that beat drop, is Did I Know, yeah. It did not. No.
You know more than me.
That's fine. I rock with that song. Other than that, I don't know. But I rock with that song.
I think the biggest disappointment for me, obviously being a Puerto Rican man in America, is that, you know, that was a moment for our people, and people kind of took away from it. Like the whole thing with running Kid Rock, another alternative show at the same time, and then just the pure hate that I read the next day, just not, you know, from both sides. Like it was just, it was a bit much, bro. It was disappointing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that was our moment to shine, and he made the most of it because he did some things that nobody else would have the balls to do. Like he got his message across. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it was deeper. Like the whole thing with the lights. Like I told you why I don't like going to Puerto Rico. They'll cut the lights off on you quick over there. You know what I'm saying? If the energy, like if the whole whatever, however they do it, they'll shut the lights off at 7:00 every night. You ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? Lights is out. You know what I mean? Water's cut. Like, yeah, well, in certain places for sure. I know, like where I used to go to see my grandparents growing up. Out there in the middle, it's called Coto Larel, right in Ponce. It's like it's a part of Ponce. Yeah, bro, the water will get cut, the lights will get cut. You know, things are different in PR. Things are very different in PR. Even though they're U.S. territory, it's, you know, it has some ways about it that's not up to like what we would consider up to snuff in the United States.
I like sometimes, I don't know if I should say this. Sometimes, just sometimes, bro, I think black people should sit it out. Every argument ain't for us to get involved. And people don't jump in on the black person argument on our side when we going through stuff. Like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are black people.
Black people, that's the ignorance that kills me. That's the ignorance. Cubans too. Cubans, Haitians, Colombians.
Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, you guys are black. Okay? I'm sorry. Me and my wife did the lineage thing. What is it?
The tree, your family tree, the
DNA,
blood,
whatever.
DNA,
Oh, her percentage was over 60% from Africa. Mine was higher. But bro, Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are black. I'm sorry to tell you that. It is what it is. When I go to DR, people aren't my wife's complexion. They're my complexion. And it's crazy that you have to say this to people at our age. That if you don't know Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are black, you got a real serious problem. And Everybody out there, stop telling Puerto Ricos to go back to their country. Puerto Rico is in America. They're Americans. Why don't we know that? Like, there are people out there, honestly, that's uneducated like that.
No, there is. Clearly. If you read the comments the next day, ignorance, you can't even say ignorance is bliss, because I've known this stuff about my people since 3rd grade. Like, my parents made it a point to enlighten us on what it was that our lineage. The fact that people don't know in 2026 that Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, Colombians, Hondurans, like all these guys have African descendants in them, all of them. When the transatlantic slave trade happened, all those places were affected by it. You know what I'm saying? All of them had deep African roots. Period. End of story. Deep African roots. There's places in Puerto Rico where the whole area you could tell that the Africans, settled that area, period. To this day, you got Carolina, you got Luisa, you got these places where you'll see Puerto Ricans and look like, we come all shapes, colors, and creed. We come all colors. But we have certain places in PR where you'll see the fact that, Africans settled that area. Same thing with Cubans. Cubans is like 70% African when you bust down their bloodlines. They have a huge African bloodline in Cuba.
Hey, Larry asked, there were some secret messages. Can we break it down? Larry, I'm gonna share something with you. I had saw real quickly. Let me share it. One of the things that Together We Are America, Bad Bunny carried with the phrase emphasizing the unity across North, Central, and South America rather than just the U.S. Being that now that was a big thing on why Donald Trump took a shot at him, right? Saying the Super Bowl is supposed to be in the United States for the United States. It's not supposed to be for everybody else. So that was a shot at that message. Redefining America, he concluded stating, God bless America, and listing countries from Chile, Brazil, and Canada, promoting Pan-America identity, not just United States of America. Well, like Central America, you know what I'm saying? Canada, Northern America, and the U.S. America. If you pick up on those little things, you can see when you go back and watch, you'll see those. Me and my wife talked about some of these too. The Puerto Rican activism symbol, the performance featured, maybe you know about this, Tito, the pava hat, a symbol of rural Puerto Rican identity, referencing to the island's economic and energy struggles. I didn't pick up on that, but I don't even know. Ricky Martin's song Lo que le pasó a Hawaii, I don't know if I said that right, but highlighting the concerns about gentrification and potential United States statehood for Puerto Rico. Wow, that was deeper than what I thought. The number 64 jersey he wore with the number 64 explained was a nod to his uncle Cotito, born in 1964. I didn't know that either. Final message. The performance concluded with the only thing more powerful than hate is love on the message on the billboard. And I was talking about the hate that Tito was talking about with them having their own, let's say, Super Bowl halftime at Turning Point USA for the guy Charlie Kirk that got murdered. I don't understand. I'm not even going to get into that, but it's weird that
that's never happened before. It never happened before.
Ever.
But this year,
even with the hip hop culture, they've never done it until this year. And a lot of people don't know that they think he's an immigrant. A lot of people do believe that he's an immigrant. So they're thinking we're about to do a USA performance because we don't want to listen to the immigrant perform. That was what was being said. And it was just strange for me to hear that because I'm like, yo, dude, are they being funny because they're just racist, or do they really mean what they say?
People no, they mean, bro, clearly. And I told you this many times about Puerto Ricans fall in a messed up spot because we ain't dark enough to go one way and we ain't white enough to go the other. So therefore we're caught in the middle and we get it from both ways. You know what I'm saying? It's like every other culture too. We internally we got our own racism too. We got internal racism. The dark Puerto Ricans don't mess with the white Puerto Ricans. The Puerto Ricans for the United States aren't welcomed into Puerto Rico. Puerto Ricans from Puerto Rico got problems when they come here. It's a whole bunch of, We
Well,
got the
the
crab.
Latino culture is very much a conservative culture. They vote for Donald Trump at relatively high numbers, almost like a third, 33% to 40% US
Well,
wise.
that's probably the more
If
the
you
elite.
down in Miami area, they do tend to vote conservative, and Trump found a way to bring them out. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could tell watching a lot of the stuff I saw on social media, a lot of people regret their vote because they didn't think some people that voted for him, he actually went after them and deported their loved ones. So then they felt a different type of way after that happened. But we don't want to get too political. That was our talk about the halftime Super Bowl show. I hope y'all like Benito. I think he did a good job. Overall, he represented his people. If I was up there, I would have represented my people. So he did what I would have done. So kudos to the man. Tito, recruiting people, kids, is there a right way? What's the right way for you to approach Tito? Let's say you want a quarterback that played for the Hartford Hurricanes, and you already left. You're going to start Bell City with your crew, this is real true, right? You want to take the Hartford Hurricanes quarterback. I know you're going to say you don't want it or you wouldn't do it, but hypothetically, if you were going to do it, is there a right way to recruit people, kids?
I mean, again, I'm the wrong guy to talk to because I stay away from this at all costs. Because when you recruit, there's deals that come with it, and I'm not willing to budge on deals. So I don't believe there's a right way. But I'm telling you what you shouldn't be doing as an adult. I don't believe you should be in any kid's inbox. Period. You want to get the kid, talk to the parent or whatever. Do what you have to do.
Oh, I coached this kid before in spring football.
Yeah, but that's just again. I would never feel comfortable if it was my own child and I seen an adult in my child's inbox. It's gonna be an issue. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be reaching out to my child on social media. You shouldn't be in their inbox. You want to talk to my child, he has a parent. Figure out how to get in contact with the parent. Or if you see the parent, approach the parent, talk to the parent. We don't own these kids, so every kid is free game. I just think there's a code to that too, and not many people follow it. So probably not even a code. I would approach it a certain way, but I generally don't get into people that come to my programs. They're coming for whatever reasons they're coming. I won't reach out to you. So is there a right or wrong way? I'm not the one to talk about it. I know there's people that their whole existence is based on this. So, that's more the people you probably need to talk to, to ask. We know a couple people that they build their programs based on, or build their teams based on recruiting who's out there or trying to get all the talent on one team.
I think, Tito, that I saw on the internet a semi shot at you last year, citing you had an all-star team, right?
Who had an all-star team? Where?
You. We're not gonna go over it now, but I saw on the internet where it was talking about how the Hurricanes 12U team was possibly an all-star team. So I'm going to get to my point, but I'm about to share something. I'm going to shoot that down, then I'm going to share something. So this is our website right here, Tito, right now. This is the Hurricanes website. Right now, anybody can go right now to register available programs, and you can register for the Hartford Hurricanes. It's open. I don't know you, Tito. I've never seen you. We don't cut no kids. You're on the team, right? Let me get rid of this. When recruiting players, I do not think people should ever jump in the kid's inbox. I will say it all the time. That's exactly what pedophiles do.
Right. In fact,
They start to they play on kids' emotions because kids don't understand their emotions. They play on kids' emotions and they say things like, "Oh, you're going to leave your boy. I can't believe you're going to do that to me." That those are things that pedophiles will say to a child. I can't believe tell no you should come over here. Again, 100% sure, but I've enough what is it? Enough on end of the day to know exactly what they be saying. And when you're in the kid's inbox, my only thought is that you're saying, come play for me. You probably don't want him to tell his coaches that you're asking, so you're telling them not to say that. And let's be honest, in the grand scheme of things, kids don't make these decisions. Kids don't make these decisions. So let's set aside the fact that they're jumping in kids' inbox, and let's assume they're not doing that. I think on my post, most coaches was capping. Most coaches had said, oh, we don't own these kids. They can do what they want. I wouldn't be mad. I would self-reflect. Tito, you and I talk about all the time while teams, organizations, they don't ever self-reflect. They project. If something goes wrong in my program, it's your fault. If I lose a bunch of kids, it's because what? Tito offered them a stipend. Tito offered them free registration. Well, then guess what, Tito? It is not disrespectful for Tito to say any kid that come from the Harper Hurricanes don't got to pay. I don't understand why people get mad at that. It's your financial situation, Tito. If you got a $50,000 grant and you can let kids play for free, why am I to get mad and say, yo, you dirty? I heard you offer my kids free registration. Yes, Phil, I did, because we got the money. We don't need to charge it. Don't make you a hater. Like I got that last year or the year, but whatever year it was, and I was saying myself, it wasn't true, but these guys, people out here got the game messed up. Like they got the game all screwed up as if I'm supposed to run the Hurricanes the way they run their program so that we're on equal plane. I ain't never running my program the way they run theirs. I'm always trying to outdo every program in New England. AYF, Pop Warner, Single. I'm always trying to outdo y'all in every aspect of the game. I'm trying to outmarket y'all. I'm trying to outpromote y'all. I'm going to pop more shit than y'all. I'm going to say whatever I want more than y'all. That's how I'm promoting my program. If you don't like it, you might as well defriend me because you're going to feel some type of way eventually about the Hartford Hurricanes, which most people do, right? You see it all the time. Oh, why they think they that? Yo, we the program. Why they think they that? Because I say so. That's why. Because I said so. You can't do nothing about it. It's social media. You can delete it. You don't have to see it. But I got around 80,000 people that follow my social media. So they're going to see it over and over and over again. People got to stop getting emotional thinking I must run my program the way you run yours. I'm giving out too many gems right now, by the way. I shouldn't be telling y'all this. But I'm going to tell y'all this about how to really get this. Second of all, I have never complained about somebody taking a Hartford Hurricane kid. All the presidents out there. I had kids that went to Power Raiders from the All-Star game. I got around 50 plus that go to Bloomfield. I got kids that play in New Haven. I signed waivers for New Haven. I've got kids that went to damn near all these. I've got kids that go to Mass. I've signed waivers for Chicopee Braves. I ain't never had words with these presidents. I ain't never accused them of doing no dirty shit. And I ain't never went to no parent and told them you dirty for leaving us. I had parents whose kids played in other programs that showed up at my field and volunteered for me on game day because we were still cool. I got kids that went to the Wildcats and whose parents, we were so cool, used to still come on my sideline and I let them in the gate so they could watch my games from my sideline. It's just different over here because it don't matter who come. The fact of the matter is they're going to come. We're going to be around 250 to 300 every year. I don't care how you feel about it. It's going to happen. Last year, thought we was going to have low numbers. People thought they was leaving. We popped out with 8 football teams, more than what I thought we would have. The problem that people got is people believe that because they sit on the sideline or they had a good season, kids ought to – listen, I'm going to tell you something. Kids put less stock in winning, Tito, than we believe that they do. Yes, they want to win, but I'm going to tell you something, Tito. Kids want to have an experience. Kids want an experience. Kids want to know what my banquet was looking like. I know y'all don't put a lot of stock in banquets out there. Y'all better start putting stock in banquets. Don't nobody do it like the program. Put stocks in banquets. That's that. Y'all better put stocks in. Kids remember that. Kids remember how you treat them, right? Kids will remember how you treat them. They want people to be available for them, Tito. You know, I got this Black History Month award, Tito, and I didn't get a chance to speak. But had I spoke, you know what I was going to say to everybody? I was going to say, yo, the best ability that we have as community leaders working with these kids is availability. That's the best ability. I don't give a damn how much football knowledge you know. I don't care how many titles you won, championship you won. All that's bullshit. If you ain't there for the kids, if you ain't there for them. And yes, you there for them. I know we all there for them. We show up to practice, but some of y'all show up late every day. Y'all ain't there for them damn kids. If I'm there for 8 hours a week and you there for 5.5, don't be mad when they go, yo, Phil, they don't listen until you come to practice. Right. Because Phil there. I'm on their ass. They know that I care. They may not like me because I'm going to discipline them a little harder than you, but they know that I care. So when I make that phone call with them, Tito, to the school, my shit hit different. I'm the one they know. I'm there. You ain't going to like me. I'm going to make you run a hill. He going to joke with you, but when I call you a school, you know what I'm talking about because I'm spitting that real shit. And I'm a living testament because I'm going to school. I'm getting and my kids know. I tell my kids, yo, Coach Phil just started his PhD. Coach Phil got 2 master's degrees. Coach Phil graduated from college, graduated from high school. Coach Phil flunked his first 2 years in high school, turned it around because these things I was doing. So the living testimony helped me in my journey. You ain't have to have that testimony, but whatever your testimony is, if your kids don't know, then you ain't connected with them. Don't wonder why they want to come play for the Hurricanes.
The other part of it.
And then I put up the hottest fucking jerseys they seen in New England and I make a video about it. That's me promoting. And then people get mad when they come over here and they say, Phil, yo, I've asked people this last thing, Tito, and you know this. I want any coach on All-Star to know this. Ask any kid ever in the All-Star game, Tito, if Coach Phil ever asked them to come play for me. Go ahead. Never. I ran an All-Star game 5 years. I'll never ask one kid from the All-Star game to leave their program and come play for the Hartford Hurricanes.
Again, if the product is right, you won't bump into these problems. But if your product lacks, like there's this organization, like I use this one particular organization example. I'm not going to put them out there because they're at the end of their run, but they came over to the travel circuit without really understanding what comes with the travel circuit. And within a year or two of them being here, because their product wasn't up to snuff, all their talent was depleted, just basically raped and pillaged. And now they're on the verge of no longer being a program. And this happened all within a 4-year span. Like, so if you don't have the product and you don't have the ability to protect the product, like we talked about it years ago that we used to have these conversations, how you protect the brand at all costs. Don't have people access to your data. Don't let anybody get to your data. Like, you know what I'm saying? You put me onto that 20 years ago. Like, you ain't getting my database. You ain't getting the rosters. You stay with me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day,
you get your roster with me. You're not getting everybody.
At the end of the day, you got to protect the brand at all costs. But part of protecting the brand at all costs is making sure the product is right. And that's any walk of life, whether you're in business, whether you work the street, whatever, the product got to be right. If the product is not right, you are going to have problems. Now, me, I pride myself on the product. So it's very hard to pull kids from anything I'm involved in. You get what I'm saying? Because people know what they're getting when they come with us. I stand by a product and I don't waver on it. I don't do the recruiting thing because, again, summer recruiting comes with cutting deals with people that I'm not going to do. You're not going to tell me where your kid's playing. You're not. He comes, he's one of the top 11 players, the best at the position he plays. Like, I don't waver on those things because I've seen too many times when you bring too many studs into a situation, you got too many. There's only one football, bro. And when you can't get everybody to football, that's going to destroy your team too. So it doesn't always work in your favor by super loading the team. Like, you have to have those glue guys that make a team. Like, so, and that's part of your product. But that's, again, understanding your product and knowing how to cultivate your product. And I think a lot of times when we see these programs struggle or they losing talent is because they don't know how to cultivate and keep their product intact.
I think New England has a problem. We talked a couple weeks ago, Tito, about the only teams we saw falling apart at Nationals was New England teams.
Yeah. I
think coaches New England-wide have a problem. I got to put myself into that because I haven't seen it completed yet. And it's not a program that been down the Nationals, not many high elite programs that I haven't seen not fall apart. I think coaches in New England have a problem. It's something you said that triggered this thought process. That when we have a bunch of talent and we do make it out, our problem is we have to learn how to cultivate our communities, or maybe cultivate, not the right word. We have to learn how to train our community that there is only one football. but the victory of success is way bigger than the fact that you don't get to post that highlight film. And I saw.
Hold on, let me stop. I don't want to lose this thought though. Why you say that? That's hard to do with social media now because I mean, just look locally what we deal with. When one kid shining and got all the videos, you got parents that are willing to leave because why can't my kid be in all the videos? You get what I'm saying?
I saw speakers say something, Tito. They said the game has changed, and that you got a football team of 20 kids, and 11 of them have hired a videographer to catch their highlights.
Right
now, you know what I've never done, and I'm never going to do this. And when the game get there, y'all lost Coach Phil, I'm gracefully bowing out. You got 11 parents out of your 25 parents showing up thinking that their child is about to get a highlight reel. They don't tell a coach that they've hired 11 videographers. They show up and they're waiting for their moment. Touchdown, Hartford. We up 6-0. Touchdown, Hartford. We up 6-0. Everybody's not complaining, Tito, because 8 parents still pay for that videographer. I need the highlight. Phil, what up, yo, bro? I need the highlight. So you leave the game, Tito, and you win 35-0. But out of 11, 6 of them got the highlight. Now you got upset parents. You got parents that's not happy, bro. Yo, Tito, can I talk to you, bro? Now the energy's off, and I'm going to tell you why. Because as coaches, we think team, most of us. Obviously, you got the daddy ball thing, and I hate saying the word daddy ball, but you got it. It exists, so we got to talk about it. But you generally, holistically, no coach want to lose more than they want to see their kid shine. I believe. I've never had a son, but it's hard for me to believe that there's a father out there that rather
there's absolutely a father out there that rather you lose than his kid, bro. There's a father out there that don't care if you lose as long as his kid shines. There's definitely those guys exist.
I didn't say it ain't. I said it's hard for me to believe that. But let's say it is. When the parent come up and they want to talk to Tito, who don't got a kid on the team, that was my point. Like Phil, who don't got a kid on the team, my energy ain't happy-go-lucky now that I'm being questioned by you when I just did coach my ass off and won this football game. Like I did my thing. I've watched Huddle. We had our meeting. We broke the other team down. We took away their top 3 plays. They went to their 4th best play against our top defensive play, and it's always a winning success when I do what I do best against the 4th thing that you do best. So I put us in position to win, and guess what? I got to hear Coach Tito go, yo, Phil, I'm saying, bro, why Lucas only touched the ball 1 time? I'm going to say, typically, my response to stuff like that is, did he score? He go, no, he only touched the ball 1 time. I say, well, the next time he get the ball, he need to score. It's not about how many times you get the ball. It's about what did you do when you got the ball. I got some kids that touch the ball 3 times and they score 3 touchdowns. I got some kids that touch the ball 5 times and they get 80 yards. The kid with 3 touchdowns seemed to shine. This kid that touched it 5 is upset. Bro, it's what you do with your opportunities. That's how college work. There's nobody in the NFL college that play every single down. If you notice, there's a rotation all the time. 3rd down, you may have a dime package that come in, and secondary people going out. So the cornerback ain't playing every play. You have packages. When your package is called, what did you do? But parents hired this videographer. We're in a stage where parents are hiring videographers on the abundance because they believe. Now, here's the problem. Parents, I'm going to help y'all out. I am going to help y'all solve your goddamn issue right now. You ready, Tito? Y'all be a little bit more proactive. Go to the coach. Don't go to the coach. Do me one better. Watch practice. Coaches will always tell you, let me rephrase that. Good coaches that have practice plans, you will know right away the plan for this week and whether your child is in the plan for this week to be put in a successful position. Now, let me break that down, Tito, for those that don't get it. If I'm playing the team, Tito, and I notice they left side DN moves out the way, every single time a play went his way, but they won that game. But every time I seen a little timidness, I go, uh-oh, got him. I'm going after him. I'm going to pick him out. going inside him because I know he ain't gonna bounce back in and make the tackle. He's moving. And not only that, Tito, since he like to move out the way, when he jump out, he not gonna jump out 1 yard, he gonna jump out 6. Now I got a 7-yard gap on that side. I'm gonna exploit him. You know the thing, Tito? If I'm in Wishbone, guess what? My right side tailback, he's getting 9 plays today because he's the one going this way with the fullback. They going left. I'll call the same play 9 times. I don't give a shit. Kid, you tired? Nope. Go left again. Left. He's moving out the way. I'll do it all the way till I score. I done wasted a half, Tito, because I run the ball. I didn't pass because I noticed the left side DM was weak. If you watch me in practice, Tito, that's what I would have went over in practice because I break down my film before I hit practice the first day. So if a parent at wide receiver watched my practice and she didn't see Coach Phil get in a spread and throw 1,000 fly routes, then guess what, Tito? She may not hire that videographer this week because the practice plan didn't look like. But now that's me. I don't do nothing in practice this week that I'm going to do in the game. I just don't believe in that. I don't go to practice all week, run something, get in the game, and call something I did 5 weeks ago. Educational psychology, bro. It tells you what? Repetition makes perfect.
Consistency.
I don't say perfection, but repetition makes perfect.
Doing the little things over and over again.
You did 3 weeks ago and expect a 10, 9, 11-year-old to remember that as good as he remembered what you went over Thursday and Friday. So parents, you want to start hiring videographers more successfully? Show up to practice and watch your kids practice. When you watch them practice, if the plays they're running in practice,
that's too much to ask, bro. We live in a delusional society. Again, football. Listen, at the youth level, yes, most kids can play it, but as soon as you start coming up the ladder, the game is going to leave some people behind. Your size may leave you behind. Like there's things that start happening the further you come up the ladder with this game that makes it a very competitive space. If you're out there spending money on a photographer, worry about your kid's highlights, and you're not putting in his time, putting in the time to make your kid a better football player, more sound football player, you don't deserve the highlight. You get what I'm saying? John Brown said something yesterday about lazy parents, and it makes a bunch of – there's no lazy kids, just lazy parents. If your kid's not performing, are you doing everything you should be doing to make your kid a better football player? I mean, again, the entitlement, we're in the entitlement culture and everything right now culture with social media that everybody thinks they're entitled to have a video. It doesn't work that way. Not when there's one football and there's other talent on the team. You have to, like, going back to your point, when you get your opportunity, you need to make plays, dog. Just keep making plays. Nobody's watching. Nobody's clapping for you. Keep making plays. Somebody's going to take notice. It happens every year with a team. There's kids that start off on the scout team, and then throughout the season when you're practicing correctly, the kid is just constantly making plays. Now, all of a sudden, he goes from making plays on the scout team, look team, to you put him in the starting lineup. And it happened with us on 12U Hartford. By the end of the year, my best defensive player was a kid that never played football before. But he came every day. He did the work. And in the last game of the season when we played New Haven, he was balling out there. Balling. Kid never played before. 12 years old, never played before. Balling. Like these things, even if they ain't rooting for you, just keep making plays. People have lost sight of doing the work. You have to do the work. When your number's called, you have to produce. Football is still just like coaching. We are in a bottom line business. What did you do with your opportunities? Because that's what you will be judged on. It ain't going to be about how many photographers you got there or how much hype you're putting around yourself. When the lights is on and you're playing the more equal talented teams, what did you do with your opportunities? That's what it's going to boil down to. And people don't want to accept that anymore because everybody wants a highlight. It's
you know the weird part? Parents put us in this globe as coaches or this paradigm that I want my kid to be successful. I want him to get his plays. But if you're not a winning program, I don't want to play for you. Now let's ponder on that real quick. So let's get this right. Mom, if I give your kids all the highlights you want, but we lose, you got your money's worth, but you're on a losing program. Feels no good. If I win a game, you don't get your highlights, but we win the game and you didn't get your money's worth, feels no good. So I know how to resolve this. I got to get 11 kids that all bought photographers, all get multiple plays, all make sure they get multiple touchdowns, and win the game. And then, Phil, you're the man. They put you in the impossible winning.
I just thank God I haven't never bumped into that, because you ain't gonna you won't like my response to it. I'm gonna suggest you don't buy the photographer, because at the end of the day, we're a system team, and whatever's working that day, that's what we're going with. And it may not be to your kid. So don't get photographers, because first of all, I'm not even going to entertain the conversation. It's not my problem. Just like if you pay a trainer and think your kid should play somewhere and I don't feel he should play there, he's not going to play there. Like, that's just how it's going to go. And nobody's going to be able to talk me into it.
Well, trainers should not be telling kids what they should be playing.
Well, we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen.
And as football coaches, we don't go tell a trainer what they need to do. If you have a trainer, mom, dad, that's out there saying your son is a running back, you tell a trainer, go be a head coach so he can put your son at running back. But don't put no kid on my team and tell me he a running back and he's my 5th best running back. But every Thursday at 7 o'clock, he go to his trainer and his trainer telling him something that you need to tell his trainer. Coach Phil said he ain't playing running back on his team. And I'm not having conversations with trainers over what I'm doing with my football team. Because trainers don't have conversations with me over what they training on. Now, if there's a mutual respect and I send a kid to you, Tito, can you make this kid a better cornerback? Like, that's a different topic. But a mom secretly going to do her own training or dad secretly going to do their own training, work on your kid's perfection. I love it. But understand that everything that you do in training ain't translating to football. Everything ain't translating to football that y'all out there doing. There's very few skill-specific trainers out here. There's very few, Tito. And so everything that they're doing, even if it translates to football, y'all heard Tito say a system offense, it may not translate to his system. Don't go out there and take both your sons, put them in spread, put your little cousin at quarterback, and start working on this crazy shotgun passing tree. But then when you get to Tito, y'all running the wing T, you mad. He runs a system offense. Ain't nobody out there in spread 80% of the time clapping. You don't get to run that out and up. You don't get to run that slant and under. You don't get to run the flood left. He ain't doing it. That's his system. You come to me, I'm running a multiples offense. I ain't going to be in the spread 80% of the time, ever. Every coach out there, I'll tell you now, that's the only secret you'll ever get out of me. I ain't running spread 80% of the time. That ain't really my game. And so if you working on something, cool. Parents, trainers, aunts, uncles, guardians, you do not get to demand the position your son play on the team. And Tito, I asked this question. I don't know if it was on a thing years ago. I said straight up, should kids train? I mean, is it youth football job to put kids in the position that we think they're going to play in high school, or the position we think that'll be best for the team that they're on to win the football game?
I believe by 6 that I think there's 2 parts to that. I believe at the younger levels, it's harder to tell. But by the time you get up to 6th, 7th, 8th grade, it starts to take shape. I'm not saying we always get it right, but usually it starts till you start to see, all right, this guy's going to be over here. This guy's going to be at the 2nd level somewhere. This guy, we probably should look at him over here because he just got way too big and he's outgrew a position. I mean, when you get up into the middle school years, I think it gets a little closer. Not that we always get it right, but we narrow the gap a little bit because, again, size is going to dictate a lot of where these kids play.
So let me make it a little bit more complex. Tito get a kid that can catch his ass off. He's 6'4", him and his brother. Do Tito, and he got a cousin that's 6'3". Is Tito going to run spread because Tom Brady came out there?
No, we'll open up. Like in my system, we'll play with the split end like you guys played at the pub back in the day. We'll put the
that's one. What about the brother?
We'll put the 6'3" guy out there. If he's we'll make him a tight end and put him on the other side, but he'll still be, a tight end.
My point is, even though their wide receivers probably in high school and you may notice it, you still got to factor these kids into your system.
Right. Well, yeah, they'll maybe want to go to H-back. Like, there's ways I can get them the ball. Like, when you have a system.
I'm not getting them the ball. What I'm talking about, right, we're going to get them the ball. Yeah. What I'm talking about is, clearly these kids going to be high school. They training with a wide receiver. They come to play for Coach Tito. They still gonna have to understand, son, I may need you to go to tight end and pull and kick out the outside linebacker opposite side. They may not be asked to do that in high school, but I need you to do that in my system. Or for us to be successful.
Wayne, like any Delaware team, we have the wide receiver who's usually the tight end, and then we have the X that can either be out or one line will condense some of the nasty split things. I'm just answering Wayne's question.
What he said.
You know, we have a Y and an X. We call them ends. We're gonna have an X end and a Y end. The X end is gonna be to the backside of the formation. The Y end travels with the H back.
Man, speak layman's term. All this googly muggly super smart talk, nigga. Are you saying that wide receiver and the tight end? I don't know what a Y is. The wide receiver and the tight end. You're much smarter at football than I am, brother. So I'm just gonna ask you.
Tight end travels
and a wide
with the
receiver. I ran wing in high school. I had a tight end and a wide receiver.
Right. The tight end travels with the wing, and the receiver's usually opposite of the tight end.
Wing back, tight end on the same side. Back side is tight end.
Yeah,
bro, see, I just want to break down the language, bro. That's all. Everybody out there don't know the YN, the X, and the Y. Everybody don't teach their offense like that. So I wanted you to break it. I knew what you meant because I played that terrible offense in high school that didn't give me but one pass a game. Banana. That was my flop. Right. Wing right, banana left. I ran my fly. If I caught it, cool. If I didn't, again, what I did with my one play, that's what I got every day for the plan. Wing right, banana left. If I caught it, I'm the man. If I didn't catch it, I was running you off for the next 3 quarters. You know what, Tito? My mother never came and talked to LaPlante. I ain't have no father, so it wasn't no father to talk. My mother never came and talked to Boise at you. You want to be honest? I want to ask y'all coaches out there. We all a little older. Have y'all mom ever went to a youth football coach? Tito? Have your mother ever went into a youth football coach to converse with them?
No.
Everybody out there, can y'all put in the comments? The comments are showing up here. I want to know. We did win the states with that offense. I didn't say we didn't win the states with that offense. That was fire. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. One of the greatest plays that I don't run in youth football is wing right, fullback, trap left. The greatest play that got the Hartford Public High School to a championship. Deshaun Jennings probably had more touchdowns. I could have had a lot more touchdowns than he did. But the fullback trap play was the most wild. Everybody and their mother around the state tried to stop it. I do not know why they could not stop the fullback trap out of the wing offense. I don't know why.
You gotta respect the buck sweep. It's a split flow play. You got to respect the sweep coming wide. So it freezes you for a second. And if you hit that thing clean, if everything works with the trap,
straight into the end zone.
And you're going to split the stovepipe. By the time you look, he's gone.
You're running full speed against the free safety that's on his head.
By the time you look, he's gone. By the time you look, he's gone. And if they hit it, with the bend, because that's the technique on it. You bend at the trap, you bend again. And if that thing opens up, it's good night, Charlie.
that play, I got to admit, that's probably one of the most beautiful plays. That and the wishbone wing right, counter tray left might be the two best plays.
No, but the trap is a thing of beauty. The trap is a thing of beauty. If you see it executed, that thing hits in a New York minute.
If you got to run it back with no fear, and that's going to hit it.
I mean, a New York second. I think the saying is a New York second.
But all right, so people are answering the question again. Have your mom ever went to a youth football coach? Not to say hi about anything that you were doing, playing time, wanting it, etc. Mine never did. My mother probably didn't know what the hell was going on. And if I stayed on the sideline the whole time, I didn't. But I played fullback in midget league, right? So I didn't get the ball much. I wasn't a wide receiver, quarterback. I wasn't the person that scored all the touchdowns. I was the one that had to go lead block for the running back. And I maybe got to dive once a game. I'm going to keep it real. I wasn't a youth football star. Some of y'all was, I wasn't. So Billy said never. Nate said he's 25 and it never happened. M is another one I would love to ask that question to. Have your parent ever went to a youth football coach and asked them about your playing time?
I mean, you shouldn't. Again, here's the difference with the youth level and I see at high school. And this is where parents get it screwed up. And coaches do too, because there's coaches that coach high school think they could come to do youth. And they can't because you don't get the buffer.
Keep going.
You don't get the buffer of an administration and ADs and vice principals that can stand in the way from these parents questioning you. The problem with us at the youth is the other way. These parents are able to get those conversations, and when you go to high school, you ain't getting a conversation. You try to have a conversation with a coach at high school, they're just going to tell you to take your kid and get the fuck up out of here. Next guy up.
I was told, Tito, that last time I said that, I was wrong.
What?
That I was wrong about coaches, parents not having access to the high school coaches as much as we think.
If you got access to your high school coach, that's a bad high school program.
A high school coach called me, a team that won the states this past year. A coach called me, said, Phil, that's not true. I said, what you mean? He said, I have had parents walk up to me while I'm going in the tunnel, start arguing with me when I'm walking into the building at halftime. I have parents that call up, get transferred to my office from the home office. I'm not here. I'm just telling you that in high school, what they told me was it's a little closer than what we think it is. It's not that far removed from youth. That's what they told me. M, you out there, M? I got a question, M. M is running double wing, right?
No, he ran triple option last year in the high school. I mean, still a wing system, but the Army, Navy, the flex mode, still a wing system.
All right, so M, I'm going to ask you the question I asked Tito because it was more about that type of system. M, you get 2 6'3" kids, M. They can catch their butt off. They got a cousin 6'2", and they bring in their other cousin who throw like Tom Brady. Is M going to scrap the double wing and go into a straight spread offense when he show up in Bridgeport next year to start his youth program? Or is M going to say, yo, this is where y'all playing at in my double wing on my triple offense? What y'all doing out there? I have this belief that us as coaches, we're going to put the kids in our system and ask them to be successful. Smart coaches will figure out ways to get those kids those plays in a time of need, but they'll be far and few between because most coaches, it'll require you to learn a whole new system for that one team, and that's very tough for a lot of coaches. I wasn't taking shots at coaches, Tito, when I said most coaches, 99% of youth coaches probably won't end up at a clinic. I was just being real. I wasn't knocking nobody. It don't mean you ain't getting no. I mean, you could go on YouTube and learn. True, there's other ways to learn football. You know, you can group think. We can sit around the room, share ideas, write down talk sessions. But the truth of the matter is, Tito, you and I talk about it all the time. A lot of coaches, the last football they learned was at the Super Bowl. And then they show up, and I guess when it's time to do a USA football certification, they get a little knowledge there, if they even pay attention to the videos. And then they start to gain knowledge when the season start wrapping up. In the off season, I saw Nick Saban say this. All of his success that he gained over the years came in February, March, and April. Is when he was most vigorous about his he was most vigorous about his football knowledge and what it was going to take to get his team ready. That stuff came in February, March, and April, the now time. He did a lot of football work right now, watching film, breaking it down, finding his errors, getting prepared, because he knew what he would have to fix, and he built that in as the season rolled on. Those things was already fixed and already built in. M said, I did it in the 8th grade. My quarterback was Hunter Agosti. We ran double wing with Steve Christie's spread. So you took your system and you opened it up a little bit. It's best to create a style of offense based on the skill set of the team. Instead of being married to a concept, it's better to be flexible with design, depending on what teams look like. That's true. I hear that argument. Me and Tito talk about that because I'm a multiple guys. He's a system guy. Tito's running his system. I seen him run the same. How long? 20 years?
25.
You've been running 25 years? And some people, you know, it's always I've seen a lot of wing teams. Arizona Far West Jets. I saw the
Southwest Philly Wildcats, Southwest, whatever it was called. Southwest Philly. Northwest Philly.
The Northwest, not the Philly Aztecs was one. Then the guy went over the Northwest Raiders in Philly. They were sky blue and yellow. Great double win, had all the athletes in the world, and they beat the crap out of Steph in the New Britain team. Steph scored. I'm like, oh, Steph about to beat him. I think the score was 40-7. Kid, they called this kid Gucci. He had on freaking Gucci cleats and a Gucci leg sleeve. I never forget. I didn't know what Steph could do to stop.
But those weren't the only one. I mean, remember Everett?
Philly Aztecs won too.
Yeah.
Philly Aztecs won a bunch of championships.
Years.
West Jets used to win all the time. Virginia
we saw
Beach.
Santa Cruz. We saw Santa Cruz in 2021. Wing T run the Delaware, the real Delaware system, and just ran through cats.
I adjusted my roster at 10U. They was dominant run. 11U had 25 passing touchdowns. They feel as Larry say he feels about the team roster. Hunter ended up leading CT in passing yards at Trumbull. And he ran a double wing. Listen, the Aztecs in Northwest Philly, they ran that double wing, Tito. But here's the thing, Tito. They had the top 5 athletes on the whole field and still ran a double wing. Dude, they were rotating. You can ask, matter of fact, if New Haven is out there, Garrett or Barrows, ask them. I saw them play a Florida team, right, Tito? This is the God's honest truth. It was on national television, ESPN, White World of Sports. They just stopped New Haven, Tito. They stopped New Haven. The D tackle, swear to God, when there was punt, he went back. The D tackle that was over the nose the whole time.
Told me that he was the punt return guy.
Caught the punt return and popped it for a touchdown. I said, "What the? Wait, this is the D tackle that outran all of New Haven's team." Because again, that goes back to what I said earlier. What New England problem is? How do we convince these parents with an athlete like that nose tackle don't mean you got to be big or short, fat, and slow because you're at nose tackle? Nose tackle is a position that I think you're best at for us to win this game. You might be the fastest kid on this team. It don't mean you have to go to free safety. That's the mythical position. That's the mythical thing to do. But as the fastest kid on this team, you're also the best D tackle. I want to know if I can get you to play D tackle. That's what we in New England struggle with. Because again, we got 11 cameras. And guess what, Tito? The nose tackle can't get the interception. The nose tackle can't be at free safety, run over, and make the big hit. The nose tackle might get the sack, but that's not glamorous enough. We deal with a different subset where down there, when I see the top 5 athletes on a team rotate from tight end to block, to this tight end to block, to tailback to get in the toss, to this tight end, and I see this rotation of a tailback that popped 20 yards, but then you go to tight end and block for the next man to pop 20 yards, and they jump up and high five. I don't see that. That's where we got to get in order for
part of it, though, is a part of it is whoever the head coach is and the culture he creates. A lot of this is based on your culture. You know, if you have a culture where that's not tolerated, it won't be tolerated. If you have a culture where you're constantly bending and willing to give people conversations, I could see that becoming a problem. I think that is very much dependent on the product that I said earlier that you cultivate. Steve, this wasn't a big year for direct snap at nationals. There was teams that would get into it in short situations. But bro, this year was the year of seeing many offenses down there.
Yeah.
Plus, the problem with single wing, especially at the youth level, there's very few people that run it the right way. I'm a studier of it, so I know how it's supposed to look. And there's very few people that run the single wing the right way. Like, people have an idea of what it's supposed to be, but people don't realize that's a true whole system as well. There's a lot more to it than just meets the eye.
Hey, Wild Bill, that's a gem, brother. Trust me. You said something I wanted to ponder on it. What did you say before you said something to Steve? You were saying something before Steve. You talked about it. Damn, I forgot. It was something I wanted to say, but I was holding it. It was after right before you said something to Steve in a direct snap. You was talking about something. You remember what it was?
No, I said the culture that you create with the, you know.
Oh, right. But here's the problem, Tito. It don't matter, Tito's culture, when you get in the car with mom and she go, man, they not playing you. You shouldn't have played for them. You should have went to Hartford. They playing you. You know, over in Hartford, you would have been catching the ball. You'll be a star. You'll be this. But now they got you playing for Tito, and Tito got you on the tight end, and all you doing is blocking for, you know, Jose or this kid to go run for touchdowns. That culture seeps into that kid's mind. This is why I'm saying, parents, y'all have a great – if you really want to win, learn how to be a good parent. I'm dropping gems on y'all tonight. I'm on fire. If you really want to know how to win, Team Mom, meet with your parents. Teach them how to be great parents. Support everything the coach is doing, even if you don't like it. Never speak that blasphemy. Do not let the cancer start the rupture. These things seep into your child. Your child tell coaches this on the field. Y'all don't know this. I'm going to tell y'all something, parents. Your children tell us exactly some of the stuff you be saying in the car. Because when they get mad and they get on the bench, you know what they say? My mom said, I don't got to listen to you. So we know how you feel about us. But we smile. We go, hey, Miss Johnson, how you doing? Have a good day. We know you talking shit about us. And guess what? We still come pick up your kid with your car in the driveway like Rodney Myers was talking about. We still come pick him up because for us it's bigger. Even though you run around and tell people we don't care about the child because he's not getting the ball, but you don't say we picked him up because you was at the hairdresser or you had to run to the grocery store during practice, so you came back 15 minutes late and I sat there and waited even though my daughter was waiting for me to eat at home. You didn't tell them that. Parents, you want to be on a better football team? Some of y'all would win more games by doing nothing more than shutting the hell up and allowing the coach to coach and not talk bad and not create a culture of ignorance with your in that team. Some of y'all have ruined teams. Tito, you know this. Some parents have ruined kids that ruin teams. It comes through
ruin coaching staffs, But once you let cancer into your dynamic, it could destroy the gut. It will rip the guts out of your team. Like,
I agree with what Kia said. If the parents learned the game, the real game, and dads, then they would know how. Like when your parent learned the game of football, they'll know this, Tito. They'll know, no. We're not talking that. No, you gonna go to practice. You gonna shut up. You're going to listen to the coach. You're going to do what he got to say because this is a team sport and we got to win. So what? You ain't get a touchdown in this game. He threw that pass at you. Why you get walked down? You should have scored. Oh, but he could have threw another one. Why he threw you one? You had a chance to get one touch. When you parents know the game, they can hold their kid accountable to the game. But when parents don't know the game, they use stupid language like stupid coaches. Hit them hard. That don't mean nothing. Don't come ever coach with me if you're going to scream, hit them hard, because that don't mean shit to me in football. I don't know what that means. What are you saying? Hit him hard. Isn't that the goal? What did he do wrong? He was supposed to be in the 7 technique. He was in the 6. Say that. Don't say hit him hard. Hit him hard don't mean nothing. When you scream at the kids, hit him hard. They go, okay. Like, what do you think they out there trying to do? Hit him soft? So a lot of coaches and parents say shit, Tito, that don't mean nothing to the game, but to the masses, it sounds like they're cheering people on. You know you done heard of.
You gotta say what the real problem. The real problem is, bro, and I hate to say this, and I've had this conversation with you, a lot of people. The real truth of the matter is 95% of the cats coaching youth football in New England have no idea what they're doing. Like, it's sad but true. Like, yeah. It's again, youth football overall, holistically, is probably the worst coach sport of all the sports when you think about it.
I love my boy to death, but I had a coach on my sideline say, I ain't gonna do it. I had a coach on my sideline say, he gonna laugh. I had a coach on my sideline say, we're on offense, Tito. We're on offense and we drive it. I had a coach on my sideline go, yo, stick him. Y'all better not let him get a first down. I said, yo, we on offense.
We on offense, though.
He said, he telling me.
Maybe he was confused about the moment. Maybe he thought y'all was on defense, dog.
Obviously, I mean, I would hope he thought that was on. It would be worse if he knew he was on offensive set, right? But listen.
I mean, maybe he thought y'all was on defense. Is what I was trying to say. Maybe he thought y'all was on defense. Maybe he thought.
I've never made that mistake. But you know, our colors are unique. But the point is, I'm trying to give parents dues. If we in New England want to be, I'm not talking about the one-off championship. If we might get this year at Nationals, that's gonna feel good. But let's think holistically. Let's think as an environment, because the rest of these teams around the nation, and y'all around the nation, y'all watch it, y'all can say it. When y'all draw New England, y'all say y'all got the easy bracket. I'm telling you what they say in Pop Warner. Maybe in AYF is different. They think y'all the creme de la creme. I'm not gonna knock y'all. I don't want to be arguing with no AYF team saying, "Oh, we in AYF, we hold it down." Okay, go hold it down over there. I'm talking about Pop Warner right now. In Pop Warner, when you draw the bracket, they say, "I got the easy team." That's what they say. I got the easy bracket.
No, we're by far. I've said this, but and then people gonna take this the wrong. We're by far when we're down there. We're by far the least region. Like we people is licking their chops to draw New England in the first round. You know what I mean?
100%. Just like in certain regions we be wanting to stay away from, all of them want to be.
Straight up. You don't want to draw Southeast. I mean,
people don't want to draw the Southeast, and nowadays you don't want to draw freaking Ohio or the Midwest is somebody now you want to start staying away from. In California too. I don't know who. I guess you want the Southwest. Like maybe you want the Southwest.
Maybe we saw the Gilbert. We saw the Gilbert Broncos team. We saw Gilbert Broncos back off flight.
Take this shot somewhere. I mean, looking at it, Tito, you would have rather draw the Gilbert Bronco than any old flight out the gate.
Bro.
Even though it didn't happen that way.
I don't never think that far.
I do. I be down there like, please, God, don't let me draw. You know, but I mean, but look, I'm a realist, so I tell the truth. It is teams I'll be wanting to stay away from when it's time to get for the selection show.
Yeah,
it don't
the problem with that thought, Bob, is that part of the problem is the guys coaching don't put the time in. Don't put the time in to learn how to do this thing the right way. There's absolutely a way to teach football. And there's some people that know how to do it. Sometimes a lot of time will get you there. But you have to put the work in and educate yourself. It's just like being a classroom teacher. You have to educate yourself to the point where you know how to, whatever it is you're trying to do, maybe this will help somebody out. You need to become a master at that. Don't worry about everything else, all the latest trends. You need to figure out how to master what it is you do, figure out how to practice it, put it together efficiently where you're going to get a lot of reps at doing these particular things, and eventually you'll start seeing things come together. Kids will get physical and aggressive when they're confident in what they're doing. Period. End of story.
That's true. Kids will play better when they're confident at what they're doing. When a child knows what he's doing, then he can do it. And let me explain something else. Kids will play faster when they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. Let's think.
You play faster when they know what they're doing. You ask a running back and you start going 27 counter, 38 sweep. If he's sitting back there going, so 2-7 that way, and then if he has to think like that, he's not going to run the ball fast. Now, look, you may be teaching numbers, but you better make sure that they know it like the back of their hand. That do not mean, and I'm going to say this again, this is the last thing we're going to say before we get off, Tito. Last gem I'm dropping. I don't give a damn at what level of football you coach. Every coach. You know what? Nah, I'm not sharing it. Go ahead. No, you know, I'm gonna give y'all a gem. Let me show y'all something.
Bro, let it rip, dog. How you gonna set people up like that and then switch it up?
I'm gonna let y'all rip. I'm about to teach everybody something. Watch this. Everybody, I want you to watch this. Just watch this real quick. This is Chat GPT. Watch this. Make me a practice plan. Design. Make me hold on. I'm gonna make this better, Tito. An Alabama practice. Let's be more specific. Football practice plan from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in 15-minute intervals, in which I am working on offense and special teams. Now I'm gonna tell y'all coaches starting right now, y'all lazy. Look at this. Tito, from 6 to 6:15, we're gonna warm up, we're gonna stretch. From 6:15 to 6:30, we're gonna do indie period. Oh, Tito, man, you talk about that all the time. Look, quarterback's gonna work on footwork, wide receivers gonna work on routes, running backs gonna work on ball security, offensive lines, boom. From 6:30 to 6:45 is period one special teams, Tito. We're doing kickoff, kick return, punt return, field goal, special teams at 7. By 7 o'clock, we have done all that, Tito. By 7 o'clock, we're doing run game calls, pass progressions, personnel groupings, meaning everybody know what group they in. 7:15, Tito. We doing the execute offensive plays. So we going tempo. We running our plays. 15 minutes. Y'all see that? You don't get to practice and run football plays for 2 hours. Okay. And simulate game reps. Now we back at special teams on our second time. Special teams win championships. Tito, man, you talked about how some teams you played, they did very good special teams and it affected the game. All right. Situational offensive drills, quick game reps, clock management. Some of y'all in the 2-point under. This is something I missed last year, and had I had it down pack, I think I would have got through the first round. 7:45 to 8, Tito. They go your jog, hydration, and your quick team game. Coaches give feedback, review the points, assignment, and practice game plans. Tito, it took me about less than a minute to type that up. I can show up to practice right now with my youth football team, and I got a game plan right here for 2 hours. Some of y'all coaches, y'all lazy. Parents, if you out there is nothing disrespectful for you to say, hey, coach, you mind sharing your practice plan with me today or next week? I want to make sure my son's prepared. You mind sharing your practice plan? I bet 90% of the coaches go to practice and go, yo, Tito, what we going to do today? Yo, let's work on some plays, bro. I got this new thing I want to work on. I want to work on this. I wrote it up. Yo, did you see the Seahawks at the Super Bowl? You saw how they was walking around before they blitz? Let's work on that. I seen coaches practice like that. I'm helping y'all out. That was ChatGPT. You don't have to run an Alabama-style practice plan. You can run a high school-style practice plan. You can do whatever you want. But ChatGPT have just created a youth football practice plan in 15-minute intervals. ChatGPT made all my practice plans last year, Tito. I knew what I wanted to accomplish, so I just put it in. And it gave me. Sometimes
that's a way to do it. I mean, for guys that been doing it, I can see it being a useful tool. In my opinion, to learn how to do this thing, you got to go about it and getting it out the mud. Like, you have to practice these things and know how to do it. I think that's a useful tool if you already know how to do it. But cats that need to learn, they got to go through it like the rest of us. You got to find what
they don't. That was old, Tito. You and I had to do it like that. We didn't have no tool. We didn't have nothing we could punch in that'll come up. I'll tell you what they do need to know, and I think this is what you're saying. They need to know what they're trying to accomplish, like you said.
Right, absolutely.
I don't know what I want to accomplish. ChatGPT ain't going to accomplish it for me. I need to know exactly in practice what I'm trying to accomplish today. I'm trying to make sure I rep out this hybrid wing T offense, and I need to do it for 15 minutes. But here's the problem, Tito. You see this all the time. Coaches get caught up in running offensive plays for 2-3 hours.
And not teach not a damn fundamental. Not teach
one of my psychology classes, they said after 18 minutes for adults, you aren't learning anything repetitiously over and over and over. Repetitiously over and over and over at the highest levels of education tells you you're not learning anything, and that's for you and I, Tito. So as a youth, 15 minutes, if you're practicing right and you're scripting it out fast enough, 15 minutes is enough time to script out offense, to rep it out. Now, if you notice, Tito, they went away from it, got to something else. What did they do, T? They went back to it. Special teams was an excellent. You can go back to it. But the reason you don't want to stay on it because kids start to zone out. I done did this all the time, coach. Kids don't understand repetition makes perfect. Kids still play football to have fun. The game got to be fun. Practice have to be fun. Like, we can't forget that. And y'all could be all toughy and go, I don't care if they having fun. They better do what I say. That's why you're going to lose your program. Kids need to have fun. They're signing up to have fun. Now, it's structured fun. It's disciplined fun. It's tough fun. But we got to remember, man, at 8, 9, 10, 11, they signed up to have fun. I'll let you bring us home.
I mean, I think it was good conversation. I do think, again, when kids will have fun, when they're confident in what they're doing, that's all part of the repetition and confidence and building within your plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids will have fun when they're confident in what they're doing. And that's how we can wrap up that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Wayne said he make his practice plans on ChatGPT.
Yeah, but Wayne's another one, been doing it for 20-something years. Like, he already knows what he wants to accomplish. Like,
hey, Nate, I'm gonna give you another way to do it.
I think the young guys got to get it out the mud, man. You gotta make the mistakes. Like that's just like in anything in life. You gotta, until you find what you want to do, you gotta play with things. You know what I'm saying?
Hey Nate, I'm gonna do you one better. I don't know if y'all do it, but if y'all have I know Pop Warner, you guys usually play Saturday, Sunday. If y'all have a weekly Monday coaches meeting, y'all can script out your whole practice week theory amongst the coaches. Then the head coach or whoever y'all design to come up with your practice plans should be the one to send it out every day. But I come up with mine and our coaches meeting, so everybody's on the same page. One thing I hate doing is arguing in practice, even though we do it. We all do it. I hate arguing with my coaches in practice because typically I already scouted the other team. I seen what I want to accomplish. I know how I need to practice. I don't want to explain it to Tito because he didn't make the coaches meeting. Now you disrupting all of us, bro. Us 9 know what we trying to accomplish. You didn't show up to the meeting. Shut up and jump in line. That's how it's supposed to be.
Go get with somebody who know what they doing. Go get with somebody who know what they doing.
Yeah, well, do it yourself. It's your boy PH the Prez, Mr. Above 140, the Holy Grail. I got these for sale, Tito. Holy Grail, new shirts. You see it?
That shit look tough. It's your boy Coach Career, the General. 860 Army, Bell City Broncos. Peace to the gods. See y'all next week, man.
Guys in the earth again. Holy Grail. I got tattoos on my body. So I go, you don't like Hov. I'm out. Peace. We got a fun-filled show tonight.
I met a boy today.
It's your boy Coach Career, the General. 860 Army.
She loving my style every time I'm.
You ain't need more money, Tito. You could have just invited 6 or 8 you down to Nationals.
I'm around.
When certain people don't get their way or they feel slighted, they feel like they have a right to call us and voice their opinion. You don't.
We locked
Clear. I've never removed a staff to allow a staff to move up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Now everybody's a personal trainer. We know who the originals are, but now if you look, you can find them in every town.